What's up, everyone? Welcome to the September 20th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, be sure to click the link below to claim up to a $100 first match deposit bonus with Prize Picks. We have an 11-game MLB slate tonight. And as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the New York Yankees are hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates and Luis Ortiz. Ortiz has spent most of this year at AA, 2 appearances at AAA, 1 in the majors, but 24 appearances at AA, a 26.9% strikeout percentage and 3.76 xFIP at that level for Ortiz. But it's obviously quite a big jump going from there to pitching in Yankee Stadium against the Yankees. New York is projected for 6% ownership with a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack. Their active roster has a 114 WRC plus and 188 ISO. They're getting healthier as they should have Anthony Rizzo back. They should have Harrison Bader, who they acquired from the Cardinals for Jordan Montgomery. He has a nice combination of power and speed. So this lineup's getting better. They're not getting a lot of ownership on a slate that has Coors Field. They're facing a pitcher who has spent most of this year at AA, doesn't have much experience above that. Very high upside spot for the Yankees tonight. Number 2, the Minnesota Twins taking on Zach Greinke in Kansas City. This typically isn't a favorable park for hitters, but it is supposed to be around 90 degrees in Kansas City, so it should play a little bit smaller. Greinke has certainly struggled this year, striking out 13.1% of hitters with a 4.54 xFIP. The Twins are projected for 10% aggregate ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring stack and also a 17% chance of being the top value stack. Their active roster has a 109 WRC plus and 144 ISO. And number 1, the Colorado Rockies hosting the San Francisco Giants. The Rockies are projected for 6% ownership with a 12% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 4% chance of being the top value. It is a bullpen game for the Giants. They're expected to open with John Brabia, but after that, we should just see a variety of arms, which isn't the most appealing thing. But when you're getting a team in Coors Field at only 6% ownership, it's pretty appealing. The Rockies at home this year have a 105 WRC plus and 198 ISO. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is AdamMLB. You can find it written at the top of the screen. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, take advantage. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code AdamMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Dylan Cease, only projected for 7% ownership tonight with a 25% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher. He leads the slate in strikeout percentage by a wide margin at 31.8%, but he does have a very difficult strikeout matchup against the Cleveland Guardians, who have only struck out 16.3% of the time this year. On top of that, Cease is $11,000, and there are some good strikeout pitchers that are nearly $2,000 less expensive in very good matchups. So it makes sense for Cease not to get that much ownership, but in lineups where you can afford him, it's a great way to differentiate when you can get to the guy with the best strikeout percentage on the slate. Number 2, Charlie Morton, 47% ownership projection, 27% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher, and a 17% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Morton is taking on the Washington Nationals tonight at only $9,000. Morton has struck out 28.3% of hitters with a 3.59 xFIP this season. The Nats active roster has just a 91 WRC plus with a 23% strikeout percentage. And number 1, Luis Castillo, taking on the Oakland Athletics in Oakland. Castillo is projected for a massive 61% ownership projection, but he has a 31% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher, in addition to a 19% chance of being a top 2 value pitcher. Castillo is only $9,100. His 27.4% strikeout percentage is the 3rd best on the slate, behind Cease and Morton. He has a 3.18 xFIP, which is better than both of them. The A's active roster has just an 89 WRC plus and a 23.4% strikeout percentage. I fully expect to be getting to a lot of Castillo on this slate and looking to differentiate elsewhere with bats. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the New York Yankees; number 2, the Minnesota Twins; number 1, the Colorado Rockies. And top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Dylan Cease; number 2, Charlie Morton; and number 1, Luis Castillo.